What's up, everybody? Dalstone here. Gonna do a live one today. Hopefully, that's cool with everybody. Gonna try a different new format, um, just for today. Since I woke up, I have a little bit of energy. I feel like it's probably gonna be worth it to do a video here live. So today we're gonna continue with the rebellion sword, and we already have it the low poly pretty much done. So this is the low poly. Low poly came down to about 4,000 polygons or triangles. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. And so now we just need to go down and UV this. So we're gonna start UVing this in this video. There's a few things I want to do uh, in this type of format. And it's going to be a little bit more of like, so I'm going to be working on my stuff, explaining what I'm doing on the screen. Also, I'm going to address any questions or comments that I have on my YouTube channel that I want to bring up. So yeah, so let me know if you guys like this type of format. This episode should be going to about 30 minutes unless my wife calls me and she needs my help or something with their baby boy upstairs. But other than that, we're going to try and do this. And like I said, I really love your feedback on this if you like this type of format. I know my last video live, I was like dead tired. I was just trying to get my 30 minutes in, and I'll explain that in this video as well. And I might do a separate video on explaining what I've been doing lately. And hopefully you all have been enjoying the daily video uploads on the channel. I've been noticing a consistent number of views on those videos, which tells me that there are some people that actually watch these videos. And maybe they're learning from it. I have no idea. Maybe they're just having it in the background for noise or whatever. All right, so yeah, so today this is a little bit of a freestyle. I didn't really. Oh, there's a little bit of a freestyle here of what I want to do. I should probably write like a little outline next time of how I want to do some of these. So first thing I want to touch up on. Okay, so like I said, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna UV this, right? So let's start UVing. Let's just UV this blade here. I mean, easy. If anything, this is already UV'd perfectly the way that I'd probably want it. I might even actually no, that's not how. It's not how I want. Not how I want. Okay. So I probably want it to go right down the blade. Right. So I'm gonna go create, or sorry, I'm gonna cut that right there. And sew tools. I'm going to sew these edges right here at the edge. Symmetry, I should probably turn symmetry on. Pick X. Then so symmetry, I've been using symmetry a lot more of late. And it's been proven to be very useful. Now, if I want this to be, I was debating if I want to like make this all. So first off, I'm making this a 250, a 2x1 texture, right? Because I've noticed if I unfold all of this and this, let me just show you what happened. So in the previous video, I did an auto map UVs, and it had the blade up here, and it was literally using like this and just this, right? So we had this huge chunk that was just empty, and I didn't like that, obviously, because that's lots of wasted UV space. So there's no way I was going to be able to fill this space up with useful texture information. So I decided, okay, well, I'm going to cut this texture in half now to make it a 2x1. And this just kind of shows, you know, from an experienced artist to a new artist, when to, it's a great time to do a 2x1, right? Because you're thinking about textures, space, you're thinking about how to utilize it to its fullest potential. You're thinking about performance in a video game, because when you cut a texture in half like this, that's essentially half the memory usage, right? So it's just smarter to do that. And that way, when you're showing off your texture UVs, people aren't like, whoa, like this person doesn't know how to utilize their UV space, right? And it took me a while to get to kind of understand that as well. But definitely a good tip for those starting out. Okay, so we got a bunch of bad UVs over here not being utilized, so we're going to move and sew these as well. So yeah, so first I'm just going to explain to you all what I have been doing. And how is it that I've been able to put in some time to do YouTube and get art, personal work, and stuff like that done. So in the past month now, a little bit more than a month or more. Let's just say that. I've been doing this thing called the 30 minutes a day, right? 30 minutes a day, and that's it. I work on my art for 30 minutes a day. You know, it's tough, man. Like it's really tough to like for me. I'm fortunate in the fact that I don't like I'm not. A lot of you are students, right? So it's tough to balance um, school, part-time working perhaps, because that's what my situation was like, and working on your personal art. A lot of you who are in school right now learning 3D, you're probably in school, you're going to your classes, which takes up, you know, half your day, or sometimes if you have a full day, you're gonna spend your whole day at school. You have to go home, you have to do homework, right? And then for those who do work on top of that, like you just don't really have time. So, um, so my situation is obviously a lot different. I am a working professional, so I go to work for 8 hours plus, nothing less than 8 hours. It's always more than 8 hours, typically roughly 9 to 10 hours every single day. I'm at work, right? And then I come home. I have a family, so I got a wife and 2 kids that I got to take care of, right? So you have that, and then on top of that, I have hobbies, right? I have hobbies. I love to play video games. Um, I love to play video games. I like to hang out with my brothers and my friends, right? And then on top of that, I got make sure I don't neglect my children, right, and my wife. So um, there's a lot going on. You know what I mean? So what I've noticed throughout the years is I would get this burst of inspiration, and I would go crazy on YouTube, and I would do a bunch of 3D stuff, and that's great, right? But it started getting to the point where when I would take a break, it would start to hurt my personal development. So for a long time now, I've been wanting to do this 30-minute thing, just to try it out, see if it would work for me, see if it would work for my YouTube and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, well, this year I'm really pushing to get my partnership back with YouTube. And I was like, okay, well, I need to be more consistent with my videos. And back in the day, I used to do like an hour or so on YouTube, and that was fine. But it was starting to prove to be a little bit too much, and I burnt out really quickly. So I was like, okay, well, that's not working, right? That's obviously not working. So I said, okay, well, let's do something different then. And I said, let's do 30 minutes. 30 minutes where I just work on my art. I record it, and then I just do time-lapse videos. I just put it up onto YouTube and see if people like it or not. And it proves to be, obviously it's not going to be my most popular videos on my YouTube channel, but at least there's consistent content coming up every single day for you who do follow me, and for you who do actually enjoy these time-lapse videos and just seeing what my progress is. I'm not a big social media person. I'm trying to be, but it's really difficult when um, you know when you don't see the numbers that you expect. so for me on the social media front, I was like, okay, no, my focus needs to be uh, on YouTube, right? So yeah, so what I've been doing, 30 minutes a day, every day, and I'm aiming for 1 year, doing that consistently for 1 year. So that's about 3.5 hours a week that I'm working on personal work, and then that equals 7 hours every single 2 weeks, 14 hours every month. So in total, you're gonna be doing 168 hours of personal art a year, which is more than I can probably say that I've done in a year, right? And it's just the fact that you're building a habit, I think, is the first important thing. Is right now I'm building a habit of constantly trying to get my 30 minutes in, and 30 minutes is not that difficult to do, right? That's something that I've learned right now. Is that 30 minutes is not hard to achieve. Um, so I think that's the very first thing that I would like to say right away, is that I've noticed that I can fit 30 minutes in really quickly, right? So um, even at work, when I go to the fitness classes at work, I'm doing the 30-minute fitness classes, right? And it's the most efficient workout that I'll get for 30 minutes. A personal trainer pretty much sets up a quick circuit for you, and you just kind of go in and you just do your workout. So yeah, sorry, I'm kind of babbling here instead of actually doing the UV talking. So right now I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to put the seam. I want it down here just because it's a little bit harder to see it. I don't think I have any angles where I'm looking at the sword in the back too much. So if there is going to be a little small seam, it's going to be hopefully not as obvious in the back. And then I'm just removing and sewing everything together and seeing how this unfolds. So yeah, so that's me in the past month, and that's why you've been seeing daily videos, because I'm just I've gone really good in Sony Vegas for doing these type of time-lapse videos. I have a library of free audio from YouTube. Has been helping me kind of quickly throw in audio. And I mean, to be honest with you guys, like if you like the videos and you just don't like the music that I'm putting on, I mean, I'm not gonna get offended, right? Just mute it or whatever. I mean, I don't get dinged for someone muting my videos or anything like that on YouTube. So yeah, just go ahead, mute it, put on your own music, have it in the background. Obviously, these live videos, I mean, if I'm annoying, if a lot of you don't find my voice easy to listen to, then, you know, mute it. Whatever, right? I'm not going to be offended by it. I am thinking about getting a silent keyboard, because I've noticed that with my setup currently on my desk, you're going to hear the clicking of my keyboard a lot, which is really annoying. But I currently can't do anything about it at the moment. I'm sorry about that. But I am thinking about getting a non-mechanical keyboard that's just like quieter. I threw away my arm mic because, again, this desk is not ideal, and I just couldn't figure out how I wanted to put the mic arm, and it was just really getting in the way. But hopefully you guys don't mind. All right, so we've UV'd a couple of these already. Let's just get this out of the way. This is the easy one. Okay, so yeah, so finally talked about that. I had a comment here. Atunori. I'm just gonna make it short. Yeah, I'm just gonna say Atatori. Man, thank you so much for all the support and constant activity on my YouTube channel. So I want to give you a shout out today. I'm gonna start doing shout outs to artists and stuff like that, or people in in my community, on my YouTube. I'm gonna start giving them shout outs every single time there's a live video. I'm gonna try and do that for you all. So Atuari, thank you so much, man. You left a lot of comments the past couple weeks. You said, "Hey, cool choice on the Rebellion sword on Devil May Cry." Uh, Thanks, man. I'll be honest with you. I have always loved Devil May Cry as a video game, but and I'm gonna say this very shamefully, I've never actually played one. I just love the art. I love the style. I love all of that about the game, how it looks. But I've actually never played it. It looks like a game that I would love to play. I just never ever had a chance to play it, unfortunately. But I know that the game's coming out very soon, and I figured that with the hype of the game, people might be interested in taking a look at someone who's doing some fan art for it. So again, doing some changing things up, doing a little bit more market research and stuff like that, and learning how to grow my brand a little bit more. Like I said, this year my focus is growing my YouTube channel, and but also not focusing so much on the YouTube brand that I don't focus on what's most important, which is making content that people actually want to watch, and uh, that, I mean, that should just be a full stop. Like that should be the most important thing, right? Okay, what else? There's some more comments here. Juan Jose Salazar Malaros. Sorry, guys, I'm terrible at names. You had a question that I thought was a really good question on my comment section. You said, "Do I ask for taking concept art from artists, and or do you just do it without their permission? Maybe it's an IP and you could be affected." So this is a great question, and I used to think about this way too much. So when I was starting out, I I was literally asking artists if I can use their concept, and I would wait like months until they would respond, and sometimes I never got a response, right? And for me, I stopped waiting. I see a cool concept, I'm gonna build it, and if it's a and I try my best to make sure I look at the description. If it says that it's an IP, then no, I don't touch it, right? Because unless it's super cool. And if it's super cool, then I still might do it, but I usually try and stay away from it. If I do use that concept art to make my own 3D model, I will call it fan art, right? Just like this rebellion sword, right? Um, I did not create this, so I can't say that I created it. But if someone asked me, "Hey, um, who designed it?" If I know who it is, totally, I will give them a shout out. For my sci-fi pistol, I did that for the art station. If you look at the description, I even give a direct art station link to the artist, this concept, right? And I will never take credit for something that I didn't do. So for the concept, it was heavily inspired by that artist. That's what I would. Um, and even though it was heavily inspired by that artist, I made changes to it, right? But even then, when you make changes to concept art, you unless it's like drastically different, you need to make it a habit to give credit to that artist, right? I hope that makes sense. I think that was pretty much my answer to you in the YouTube comments. Again, if you want me to answer questions, feel free to comment in the comment sections of my YouTube videos, and the next time I do a live episode like this one, I will answer it as best as I can. Now, first and foremost, when I'm doing these live commentary videos, I am not as effective, right? If I don't know if you noticed, but like I am definitely a lot slower. um, if I was focused right now, I think I would have finished UVing this sword. But it's okay. I think once in a while having these type of videos is fine. I hope that you all are gonna be okay with this. If you think that these videos are just completely useless, then just let me know. Let me know in the comment section, and then I'll stop doing them. Because I'll be honest with you, it's I get way more work done when I get to focus. Um, so for me, it's not. It's also a lot easier for me to do time lapse videos. He wanted me to be quite honest. um, so yeah. So just let me know. But for now, I think this is just a cooler way for me to kind of interact with you all and kind of allow you to be part of the show as well. So let's see what else is there. Atanari, Tori, Atanori, nice run. This is you just commenting on the sci-fi pistol. Thank you so much, man. Again for following along with that. Someone Demon, yes, Chaos Theory, cool video. I'll be checking out 2bag3. It has real-time rendering, and this one is perfect. Commenting on my animated camera Marmoset toolbag tutorial videos, which do very well. It's unfortunate that I don't have any more ideas for YouTube videos on Marmoset toolbag. That's why I've stopped creating those videos. Because I honestly just don't have any more ideas on what to do for those videos. And again, when I'm doing tutorial videos like those, it's taking away personal art time, right? So that's the problem that I have. So there's always that I have to find that balance. And currently, I rather just work on my personal art skills than creating those types of tutorials. If you've been following my, or if you did follow my, called how I became an environment artist video, I explained that currently in my job at the moment, I am actually not a modeler. I am currently a world builder, right? So I don't model things anymore at work, right? So this is why it's so important for me to keep working on my skills, or else I'm gonna lose my skills. Like the sci-fi video was a great way for me to get back into the groove of things, because when I was doing it, I was like, man, like I was forgetting certain steps, and it was I was definitely a lot slower. I was trying to set up bakes and stuff in Marmoset, and I completely forgot how to do it. Hopefully it didn't show too much in the time-lapse videos. Everything's all sped up, so it's a great way to hide that I needed a quick refresher on things. And what Atanari brought up a good one. He was like, hey man, why weren't you using the text tool? And I was like, oh, I didn't even know there was a text tool in Substance Painter, right? So it's one of those things where it's like you get out of practice, and you know, people, it's like anything, right? It's like if you stop playing the piano or something, you know, you're gonna forget, and you're gonna your fundamentals might still be there, which is what keeps you solid, but you need more than just your fundamentals, right? So I gotta. Okay, so this is the tough one, the skull. So yeah, so I just want to remind you all, follow me on Twitter, leave comments in the comment section if you want to be part of the show, ask any questions and stuff like that. Obviously, I'll answer questions that I feel I can answer within the time frame of the video. If it's a very, very good question where I need to go in depth with certain things, I might do a separate video. Like I said, I'm kind of, unless it's something big like the algorithmic Adobe acquisition, I'm gonna try and stay away from those types of videos for now. Just because, again, I'd rather focus on my personal art. But if I feel like it's a question worth answering, I will definitely answer it in the video. How do I want to lay this? I don't want to lay this. Right now, things are looking kind of sketch right there. Might have to do the ears separately. Do the ears separately. Okay, let's do the ears separately. Made a seam here for the ears. I'm gonna cut that right down here. Oh, I forgot that there's a hole here. Whoops. Hold on. Hold the phone. Let's back to my modeling toolkit. Let's get my cameras. I locked it. Camera settings. The near clip plane is a little bit too tight here. This way I can just zoom in a little bit more without it clipping out. I'm gonna bridge it. That as well. Now we just don't have any holes. The holes was bugging me. And then we're just gonna make a couple cuts here. We're gonna go back to UV toolkit. I'm gonna make a cut this way. This should unfold a little bit nicer, and ears are unfolded differently. Again, I'm not a character artist, so I don't really know what the best way to do this is. I feel like that might be the best way to do it. Back. Is that the best way to do it? Let's see, if I cut that, move this, unfold that, that's starting to look a lot better. Still not that. What I can do, okay, so let's see if I cut this. That give it a little bit more. There we go. That's a lot nicer. Cool. And then this chin thing. Chin thing. Okay, let's see how this looks. We're gonna cut that. Going to move and sew this. How's that gonna look? Unfold. Doesn't look too bad. I feel like it's better if I had it as a separate piece. Because right now, look at the pixel density in the squares. It looks a lot nicer. Hold on, let's try that again. Two edges. Oh. Move and sew. Where are you? Come on. Move and sew. Move and sew. Cut and sew. Stitch together. I really don't like how they changed the tools here. Stitch together. There you go. Stitch together. That's not too bad still. You know what? Let's just keep it that. Less UV shells. There we go. So we got the ears cut out. We got the skull here. Everything is now UV'd. Cool. Low poly is UV'd. We're going to do a layout. Actually, hold on. First thing, we have to make sure that the UV border edges are all hardened and softened. And this way we make sure, this way the normals bake nicer. It's a really cool script. Or also be a pain in the butt to select all the border edges. We're going to what's that called? A layout. Arrange and layout. We're just gonna do shift select the layout to go to the options. We're going to unfold 3D, give it a 1 shell padding, 1 tiling padding. We're going to do it 10 times, apply it. We're going to see what the results we get. We get a pretty okay result here. Trying to do some funny things again. I feel like it'd be so nice to get more UV texture here, but the pixel density might start to look really weird. I still think it's worth it to make this a lot bigger. So let's turn this off. Select this. Like a lot larger. So let's just do that. Let's just scale this up a little bit. Right? And again, you know, you don't need to do this. For me, I just know that this skull is like the most like pronounced thing, right? So it's like I want to make sure that it has more pixel density than the other parts of the sword, especially when I have space to utilize it, right? Especially if I'm doing a 2x1. No, I can make it even bigger. You know, I can make it until it fits there, and then that means that I can definitely move things around a little bit more. The blade is obviously the most important thing, so we got the blade in there, utilizing the most that it can. Don't like the fact that this is kind of like shoved in there, wedged in there like that, but what can you do? Let me see what this is. What is that? Okay, so that's just that. Let's just move all these. This is moving sew these together to get rid of that. Let's do this layout again. Let's do it again. Nope. It's the best that it can do. Oh my god. Still a lot of UV space here that's being taken up. Let's try and see 3D ratios. Okay, let's try that. This should mess things up a lot. No, I didn't mess up anything. So okay. I feel like that definitely was a lot better. Turning on rotation shells kind of allows it to kind of rotate things where it thinks it needs it. Again, we're gonna do a 2x1. This is probably the best that it's done so far, in my opinion. This is definitely not looking good. Let me just unfold this here. Okay, let me just unfold everything. Make sure everything's unfolded. There we go. We'll do another layout. So yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed the video, and yeah, next time I'll try and do these a little bit more often when I have a little bit more energy. Let me know in the comments down below if you've enjoyed this type of content, would you prefer the time-lapse videos. And again, if you have questions, you want to be in the next live episode, comments down below in the YouTube channel. Drop a subscribe if you like what you see. Message me on Twitter, and yeah, that's it. All right, take it easy. Peace out.